This is the 10th take that I'm taking on the topic of, do we stay home with our infant or do we send them to daycare? It's a very controversial topic, and I hear all the critics in my head, and not crickets, but critics, and try and say crickets and critics 10 times real fast. So that's not easy to say. And I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, I understand both sides. I've been at both sides. I've been at places where I understand the first 5 years are so important. That's when we instill their values and their morals, and our bonding takes place that's going to last a lifetime, and everything, really, emotionally, intellectually, physically, that they're going to need, I'm going to be giving them in their first 5 years so that they can now build on for the rest of their life. Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. There's syntaxes in our brain that are created and they are bonded. And those first 5 years of life, and if we create those syntaxes in our brains like bridges, right? If we create them, it's much easier to walk across with a new skill. But if they get to this new skill and they don't even have the bridge built, that's hard. That's hard. For me, well, it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, I'll tell you. For me, I don't have a syntax in my brain for another language. So for me to learn another language is extremely difficult. I have to actually keep that bridge built, remembering I built that bridge, and then walk across it. So much easier if somebody teaches you that second language in the first 5 years. Get that bridge built, and then whew, you can learn so many languages after that. The first 5 years are the most important years to bond and to teach your child. After that, it is a cakewalk. No, not really, but it's easier. It's a lot easier. How do you get a teenager to be good? Teach him when he's 4. Teach him when he's 3. Teach him when he's 2. I'm telling you the truth. So do you send your child to daycare or do you keep him home in the first 5 years? Well, the best of the best of the best is keep him home. Keep him home. Sleep when he sleeps so you're well rested, and keep him home because no one's going to love her or him like you do. No one's going to comfort that baby like you do when they cry. Oh, they'll comfort them because that's their job. But you comfort them because that's your baby. Now, that doesn't mean you don't need a timeout from your kid. You don't need a break. Put them down, take a breath, drink a glass of water. When the crying gets too much, go in. Don't take it personal. It's not a rejection. They're crying. They're trying to communicate. Remember, keep their heads held nicely and see whether it's they need the bottle, or see if they need to nurse, or see if they need to be changed, or see if they need a different position, or see if they want to be on their stomach, or see if they want to be on their back, right? It's our job, and these are all like very, very on-demanding things. Our bodies, our shoulders hurt, get yourself a massage. But all these things are part of being the best mom you could be. I want a disclaimer right now. There's no such thing as a perfect parent. So get that out of the way. There you won't be. You're going to make mistakes. We all do. We all have. But if your best interest is in your child's, if your best interest is in your child, I think there's like a comma after that. If your best interest is in your child, then how far off the path can you go? Not that far, right? So if my instincts are too shy, I'm a shy person, I'm not a social person, I don't want to go to the swimming pool, I'm not going to keep my kids home. I'm going to get over it for my children because I have their best interests at heart. That's a sentence. And take them to the pool, right? If I am at a camping trip with my children and I want to go home because it's just too overwhelming for me, I'm going to regroup, I'm going to center, and I'm going to be there for them and focus on them and not have to let everybody be hostage to whatever my insecurities are in my own head. And we're going to be there and we're going to take place, right? Who does a kid love the most? Whoever gives them the most attention. And what do they need from their parent? What is the best gift you can give them, I know you're going to think I'm going to say attention, but that's not true. I mean, it is true, but it's not what I'm going to say. The best gift you can give them is your happiness. Because when you're not happy, they think it's their fault. They're wired that way. So when you're with them, be happy. Be with them. Give them your all. If you can't be with them in those first 5 years, and that was for all their years, if you can't be with them in those first 5 years and you need to find a daycare center, or when you do need to find that nursery school or that school system, find one that reflects your values. Make sure it's the same morals that you would teach your child. You don't want your child coming home with, you know, ideas in their head that you have to now take out and redo, because then they'll be thinking, well, who's right, mom or this person, right? You want all the grown-ups in their life to be on the same page, and that is a hard thing to find. So what you have to really research that hard. It's not just whether or not they have they're clean, or whether or not their adult to child ratio is a very good number for you. It's more than that. It's the values and the morals. And how often do they pick up the child and hold the child? What do they do if the child's crying because she's just tired? Does she get hugged? Does she get held? Can anybody really do a better job than you when it comes to being the baby's mom? I don't know. I don't know. And when I say mom, I mean whoever is that primary caregiver. It could be the dad and the mom went off to school, but whoever it is, you're lucky. You're lucky, because during those first 5 years, whoever bonds with that kid gets that kid for life. That's a bond. That's a bond. I wish you all the time to do this, the willingness to do this, the strength to do this. And that is your Bubbie Pin for today. Leave your comments down below. I'm sure there's going to be a lot. If you like these, give me a thumbs up. I try and post every day, so if you're going through what I've gone through in life, maybe I can make it easier for you. Make it easier for your child. See you tomorrow.